So the author expresses the unlikelihood of Mukesh ever being able to fulfill his dreams, and his dream is to be a motor mechanic. He doesn't want to be a pilot. His ambition is delimited. His ambition is delimited. By his immediate circumstances, by the grinding poverty that he leads his life in. So Mirage, that is, his dream has been likened to a mirage which looms in the dust filled streets of Firozabad. In the dust filled streets of Firozabad. The word loom means to appear bigger. I repeat, I'm writing it. The author expresses the unlikelihood of Mukesh's ever being able to realize his dreams in this manner. The author says his dreams appear like a mirage that looms in the dust-filled streets of Firozabad. So there is no likelihood of his dreams, no likelihood of his dreams ever being fulfilled, and the narrative rolls on. We come to the most important portion of the lesson, the most important, which is often asked in exams. The author actually is trying to sum up. Before we come to the most important part of the lesson from examination point of view, let's talk a little bit about Mukesh's dreams. He wants to own a garage. He wants to own a garage. He wants to learn driving. He wants to be a motor mechanic. And as I said, his dreams are delimited by his immediate circumstance. He doesn't want to be a pilot. He doesn't want to be a pilot. Does not want to fly planes. He just wants to be a motor mechanic. Just wants to be a motor mechanic. And the author again uses exaggeration, hyperbole, when he says, as it is, very few planes fly over Firozabad. He says this: very few planes fly over Firozabad. Now, we move on to the most important part. The author, as I said, appears to be summing up the destiny of the people working in glass blowing industry, as also other people who belong to the sections of society such as rag pickers, whose it appears as if they cannot come out from the kind of misery that they lead their lives in. To the author, it appears as if there are so many factors. To the author, it appears as if so many factors have made a secret plan to prevent them from coming out of misery. As if certain factors have conspired to keep these people from coming out of grinding poverty. And this is important. Conspire is to make a secret plan to harm somebody. And there are, according to the author, so many factors which have together made a secret plan to force them, to compel them to lead a life of poverty. This is important. Now, we must understand that life for people like Mukesh hasn't been very kind to them. So, consider their forebears, consider their grandparents, grandparents and great-grandparents who did not have money. So out of extreme distress, extreme helplessness, they sought the help of someone who could arrange a job for them. Now this person said that he would definitely arrange for a job for them, but he wanted some money. So they move to a money lender who lent them money at a very high rate of interest, which they threw in the face of the person who mobilized or procured a job for them, and started working. Now their life starts, they continue working, they start working, they earn, and whatever little they earn, the sizable portion from that amount goes to pay the loan for the money that they had borrowed from the money lender. And because of meager savings, or because of very little amount of money that they get by way of salary, they are not able to pay back the loan in their lifetime. Therefore, this burden of repayment of loan, together with the compounded interest, falls on the successive generation. And this has been happening. The burden of the repayment of loan, together with the compounded interest, has been falling on successive generations, because the forebears have not been able to pay it. Now it is this compulsion which is very important.